If you just joined us, it's just the start of the live stream. Good morning. It's now Boxing Day here in the Andy Mechanic Workshop because here we're in the future. It's pretty cool. Right, give me a second to get set up. Dum dum dum. Come on, YouTube, catch up. You can do it. You can do it. There we go. Very generic photo this morning. Didn't have a lot of time. Apologies on the old thumbnail. Oh, come on. I need some chat. It does this every time. Every single time. Hang on. Bear with me. We'll just reboot that one again. It might come back. Dum dum dum. Who else? Have we got any more? Come on. There we are. Chat. Chat is back. Never seems to work first time I open it. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Simon Rawl says, Merry Christmas, Andy and crew. Good morning, Simon. And very much to you too, sir. Merry Christmas. Mike Bazanski, happy holidays, Andy and crew. Cheers, Mike. Really appreciate that. And welcome back to the workshop, sir. Comments are flying up now. Alan Cook, hiya. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas, Alan. Hope you're having a good time. Roger Heaps, good morning, Andy and crew. Hope everyone is having a great Christmas. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Very different because, in all honesty, bear with me, Hal. In all honesty, the original plan was for us to be on the road, on the bike trip right now. However, I'm actually really grateful that we've pushed back the start date. It's looking like we're going to be heading north on the 4th of January. And the reason for that is the motorcycle shop that I'm going to be calling in at on the first day of the trip as I head south from Cape Reinga isn't open until the 5th. So, you know, common sense would dictate you just need to hang back a bit, which means that, and it all sort of falls into place, provided I can get everything done. It means that I can get the tray for the ROV, which I couldn't supply a new one because, well, you know what parts are like at the moment. Wasn't going to get here in time, and there was no way we were going to air freight it across. It was way too expensive. It means I can get the old tray welded up. I went into Taupo the other day with Ben, put a clutch in his ute, by the way. That was fun the other day. Didn't film it, though. No, wasn't in the mood for filming stuff, to be honest. I just wanted to spend a day with my lad. You know, I didn't want to... When the camera's around, he gets a bit wary, so it's all good. We had a nice day doing his clutch, and it was successful. And he drove back to Auckland that afternoon, so pretty cool. So yeah, I can get this tray welded up. Went into Taupo, got the sheet steel, 3mm sheet, 2.4 meters by 1.2, so there's plenty of metal to play with. So I can have a day, maybe a couple of days fabricating that up, get it all undersealed and put back on the vehicle. Got some seat belts to fit, which are, they're down here under the bench. And then it's going to be a quick one-day run to Auckland with the little trailer. It is a 6-seater, but I can get it on. I've got a little frame that goes on the front of the trailer that I made. And get that delivered back to the club because they're desperate to sell it. And if I don't do that before I go away, it's not going to be till probably middle of February before they get it back, which it pushes it out too far. So I need to get the old MIG fired up. I hope I've got enough gas. Got plenty of wire. I'll have to just weld gingerly, I think. Just, you know, there won't be continuous runs, that's for sure. Doesn't need it anyway, to be honest. I think we'll be all right. I do. So, yeah, I've got that to do. The bike, Holly's DR200. Is it a spoiler alert? I don't know. I don't think it is, because you guys are very dedicated, and you know, you're probably going to watch the videos anyway to see how he arrived at that particular point. But I tell you now, it went for a warrant of fitness, and obviously time was running out. I had to get the warrant done before the Christmas close down. I didn't want to be panicking last minute trying to get parts and bits and pieces if I'd missed something. As it turned out, I did miss two things. Obviously distracted with Holly being around. The first was, which I suppose I can maybe be forgiven for this, but the headlight on the farm bike version of the DR200, the Trojan, does not provide a dip beam pattern. So of course it was a fail on the warrant. Oh, damn, you know. But hey, not the end of the world, because I still had the headlight, which is in the bike at the moment, just up there. You can't really see it very well inside on. But I put the headlight in off the trail bike when I took the bike back. And of course, I did test it against the wall and it was fine. And the gentleman was very happy. We did adjust it slightly while we had the beam setter out. Only really to appease him a little bit, because I think he knew full well what was going to happen when I got home. And the other thing was I missed off the rear reflector. I mean, come on, seriously. Yeah, my mind was on much more important things than a rear reflector, but as it turns out, I had a spare one at home, so on it went, and I took the bike back the following morning. Got there at 7:30 in the morning. Nice, cool morning. It was good. They open at 8, and there was already a huge queue halfway across the car park. You'll see all of that in the video. I did film it. I filmed both visits to the Wharf Centre, and I don't think I've even finished that video yet. I've got to do a little sign off for it, so we're getting there slowly. But the great news is, we have the warrant of fitness label. There you go. Look, that's what they look like for New Zealand. You get one of these. And the very kind gentleman has given me a whole year's warrant. The bike is it was registered in June 2016. That's what the Regio label looks like. So me being tight, I only bought 3 months Regio, which is fine. It's more than enough for the trip, and then it's probably going to sit in the garage for the rest of the time. All right, I might use it to buzz down to the shops and get pies and things. Who knows? And then I'll have to plan another adventure, won't I? But yeah, very happy to have the little warrant of fitness label. So I've got those to fit on the bike. I've got to top it up a little bit with oil. It seems a little bit low on oil, even though we put the right amount in it. So I'll give it a top up on that. And then I've got to start the radio stuff, the accessories to go on. There's quite a bit to do, actually. Top box to go on. I've got a really nice Touratech aluminum top box that I had in the UK. I have 3 of them somewhere, and I've got one here in the workshop that I dug out of the shed. So that's got to go on. It's not going to fit straight on because the mounting holes on the rack are actually further apart than the size of the box. It's quite a small box actually, but it'll do the trick. And then I've got all the radio gear to fit in the box and on the bike. Get all that wired up, and then if I have time, I'm going to have to make time, because I want to fit some GoPro mounts around the bike to make life really easy when I'm filming. I can just basically move the GoPro around the bike, very quickly, without having to use clamps and zip ties and that kind of stuff, which becomes a bit of a ball ache over time. So that's where we are with that bike. It ran like a bag of shit, to be honest. Got it fired up, and it just wasn't happy. So of course the carb came out, gave the carb a bit of a clean, and first time round couldn't get the pivot pin out off the floats, through the 2 turrets. It just seemed seized solid. There's a bit of corrosion going on there, bit of green crusty stuff, but it wasn't horrific. So I sort of cleaned it out best I could, put it on. It was still just draining. The fuel was just running out of the overflow. So I knew what the problem was, or I thought I did. So I took it back out, and he who dares, Rodney, I just had to get that pin out. So either one of 2 things was going to happen. 1, the pin was going to come out, or B, 2, one of the turrets was going to break. So I tried to support the turrets best I could, get the pin out. Fortunately, it came out in one piece without breaking the carb body. I do have a spare carb somewhere, but it's always a worry. I hate to break things. Yeah, you know about that. Yeah, the lathe. It's still poignant at the moment. Anyway, so success, got it out, and I actually popped the float valve outer out of the casing. It's held in with a little metal tab and a screw. Pull that out. Turns out that not only was the O-ring badly perished and almost ready for failure, although it wasn't leaking at that point at that time, the actual float valve itself, the bit that's connected to the floats, that has the conical taper on it to create the seal, that was absolutely seized solid and was never going to free off. So no matter how much tapping on the side of the carb with the old screwdriver head was gonna it would be futile. So I got it all fixed up, put it back in again, and it runs mint now. Runs great. Starts on the button. Very happy. Still got valve clearances to do, and basically that's all the mechanics done. Oh, I've got the left-hand side stand put on because we came across a little hiccup with that. On the trail bike frame, the pin on the frame for the stand spring is on the rear side of the bracket for the side stand where it pivots, the big bolt. On the No, that's wrong. Sorry. On the farm bike, it's on the back. That's right. It's on the back. On the trail bike, it's on the front. Is that around? I can't remember now. Yeah, no, that's the wrong way around. Sorry. On the trail bike, it's on the back. On the farm bike, it's on the front. And of course, I'm making it into a farm bike, and it was a farm bike stand, so I had to drill it out and make a new one in the lathe, which is all on video. And then fit that. So you'll be seeing all of that. So it wasn't a big job, but it all worked really, really well. Very happy with it. So yeah, carb, stand. There was a few little bits and pieces just to finish off. Put the mirrors on. I don't know, we did that in the video. I don't know. Anyway, we got it all done, and it is legal, which is the important thing, and it runs great. So very happy. There was a few things that he didn't spot, which I'm very pleased about. I forgot to blow the tires up. The front tire was a bit low. So it should have failed on underinflated front tire. He was a bit grumpy about the brakes. The rear brake just wanted adjusting up slightly. It just sort of bedded in a bit on the shoes. But the front brake wasn't fantastic, to be honest. But I explained that all the brakes are brand new and they're just busy bedding in, and he accepted that, so that's good. I'm sure they'll be fine once I get using them a bit. Now, where did we get to on the comments? Simon, Roger Heaps, cheese, crackers, and cider is the order of tonight. Now little one is in bed. I do like cheese and crackers, I must admit. I can have cheese and crackers as a main meal. Very nice. And cider, good compliment. Sometimes it would be a glass of wine if we run out of cider. Dare I say it, wine? Yep. George Body 90, hello everybody. Good morning, George. Simon, so it's Christmas leftover pie today. Well, as I was saying, we hadn't really planned on being at home over the Christmas period. So we had nothing in the fridge that was Christmas related at all. It's just normal food. I mean, I dug a pie out yesterday. Oh, by the way, there is no pie review today because I ate it yesterday. I did. And it was already one that we'd reviewed anyway, so it wasn't a biggie. So no pie review today. It's going to be a short live stream because I've got to get on with the bike. And now I've got the ROV to do. And I've got a roof tent to mount on the back of the ute. And then I've got all the stuff to find. I've got to modify the bike rack that goes on the back of the ute to carry the bike because I want to change that slightly. Yeah, there's quite a lot to get done. I've got about a week to do it, to be fair. So it should easily be doable. And there's no work to do for my day job, which is even better. George Body 90, Merry Christmas, everybody. Good morning. Merry Christmas, George. Jim K is in the workshop. Hey, what a bloke. Jim, I know you tried to ring me the other day. I don't know, I was doing something. I don't know what it was, but anyway, I couldn't call you back at the time. I was probably doing some work, actually, some work. So I was pretty busy trying to get all that caught up before we gave up for the holiday period, or should I say for my period, which is now going to be the 20th. I think I've got leave till the 23rd of January, which is just mental. It's like being a lecturer again. It's awesome. Jim K, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, Jim, and thank you very much for everything you've done this last year. Very much appreciate it. You've been a big help. War High Techs, show some of that DR. Oh, okay, all right. Good segue. Thank you very much. Let's have a wander around and take a look and see where the DR is at this point in time. I'm going to unplug you because I might be filming later on. Who knows? We'll see. Lots of videos to edit there. Right. I'll turn you around. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Right. Boom. There's the workshop. Now, YouTube doesn't like me to go too fast, so nice and slow pan. Andy, please. There we go. Right. There we are. This is basically the state of play at the end of Sunday night, plus a bit more. So, didn't spray the tank. Didn't want to spray the tank. I am going to put some stickers on it and spray it with some lacquer. Once I've given it a good clean. I want to preserve all this wear and tear. And it's called number 3. The bike is number 3. That's its name. New front mudguard. New rear mudguard. It has its number plate on. Look at that. Doesn't it look legal? And of course, made a little bracket for the probably the best fitted rear reflector in New Zealand, because most of them get taken off and then just a little sticky one put on for the warrant and then taken off again for some bizarre reason. Chain guard is on. Chain guard is modified. You'll see that modification in the video. Didn't film. Oh no, did film the fitting of the left-hand side stand because it was slightly different. So you'll see that in the video. It's got the chain, the front sprocket cover on, which was a palaver, and we spotted a missing bolt, so we fixed that. But that wasn't easy. There was a problem with that as well, hence why it was missing. Your carb doesn't look any different, but believe me, it's a lot cleaner now. I checked the diaphragm, and that's all good, luckily. And yeah, looking a bit sad at the moment because it's got a very different headlight. Luckily, it dropped straight in. It was a very simple fit. And with this particular bike, which is good, all the electrics, rather than being bundled up in the back of the headlight cowl, they're actually under this plastic piece here. So it was a case of just plug and play. Very, very simple indeed. And that's really sort of about it. Oh, we've changed some levers. It's got the rubber boot on the clutch lever now. So yeah, it's all looking pretty dandy, to be honest. Very happy with that. Kept the farm bike tyre. Not too sure whether that tyre should have actually passed a warrant, to be honest. It really is. I was trying to find somewhere on there saying off-road use only, but I think the reason why I passed it is because it doesn't say that. But it sure is. I'm pretty sure that is a trail bike tyre, an enduro bike tyre, which is not road legal. Oh no, it's got an E4 on it. There you go, look. So it's got the symbol. So we're all good. So that's why it passed. What a bloke. I fitted the right tyre. Fantastic. Pure luck, as always. Yeah, load range. Yeah, there's no mention of not for highway use, so we're all good there. The rear tyre is brand new. And again, I don't think it says anywhere on there not for highway use. Made in Japan, of course. Very high quality tyre for a farm bike. But anyway, it's all done. That's the important thing. And it rides just fine. It's not fast, don't get me wrong. It's still on the farm gearing, which is fine because I'm on gravel roads most of the time. But and some of the sections might be pretty steep. But there you go. You've had a quick look around. Bit of a sneak peek ahead of the video. Ahead of the videos going out. I'm halfway through editing the next one up. So there should be another video hitting soon. Right, back to the bench. Let's do some more comments. There we go. I'm going to plug you back in. Just bear with me because I need to keep this thing charged up. Any of you that are really technical, actually, might be able to help me. I film on an S20, which is the phone that I'm using now. I only use a phone for filming most of the time. And sometimes, not always, when recording, when it saves the recording and I play it back, and you can see it even on the screen whilst it's recording, it will glitch and miss a few frames. It's very annoying. It really is. If I turn the phone off and back on again, which is obviously the advice from the IT department, it goes away for a while and then it'll start to do it again at some point in the future. Don't know what's causing it. So if any of you have got any come across that problem before when you're filming on a phone, please let me know. It does it on either camera. It's not just limited to the selfie camera or the main camera. It does it on either. So, is it a memory thing? I mean, is there a cache, that's too full? I don't know. I'm not really a phone guy, to be honest. Very annoying though, and it's only just started to do it in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, it can catch me out sometimes, and you might notice that on one or two of the videos going out where there's a little glitch, and it's not YouTube, it's the actual raw video that's got that. So War High-Techs, hope that satisfied your need to have a little look around the bike. It is the only, as far as I'm aware, it's the only DR200 Trojan and farm bike being Trojan which is fully registered for the road here in New Zealand. Yeah, I know it's got a trail bike frame, but it's basically the same. Now then, Alan Cook, did Holly get the manual for her drone? I have the manual. Thank you very much, Alan. I really appreciate that. And I think come the new year, once things settle down, I'll forward that through to Holly, and we'll see if she can get things organised. It could be a good little project for her. Very different to what she normally does. Jim Haynes, I have forgotten, but what is Boxing Day again? As us Yanks don't have it. I figure it. Boxing Day. Well, we call Boxing Day, or I call in our family. Boxing Day is basically a day of tidying up all the boxes from the presents that you've got the day before. That is not the true meaning. We can have a little look there because I always forget what the true meaning is. In the UK they used to have fox hunts on Boxing Day, a lot. So Boxing Day. Let's have a little look because this is interesting because I always forget. Boxing Day is the day after Christmas and falls into it also be a holiday. Yes. What's the? Hang on. Here we are. No, doesn't actually tell me why it exists. I know this origin. Here we go. Part of the British Empire. I like that. The British Empire is not very much anymore. Right. Let me have a quick scan through here. Christmas festivities in most countries that were once part of the British Empire. It was originally the first working day after Christmas Day, but is now always celebrated in December, regardless which day it falls. What's the origin of the phrase Boxing Day? Before we start, oh, hang on, I don't want to. Christmas boxes. I think actually, I'm probably not far off wrong. The meaning of Christmas box dates. Okay, so Christmas boxes were originally literally earthenware boxes. In medieval England, these boxes were used for the poor, the servants and apprentices, to save money throughout the year. At Christmas, the boxes were broken open and the savings shared to fund Christmas festivities. This meaning Christmas box dates back to at least the 17th century. The boxes were known in France as tool, I don't know, and are referred to in the. Oh, there's an awful lot to read. Sorry, I'm just reading ahead. Here we go. Look, nevertheless, so this is the last paragraph, just to skip all it. Nevertheless, the link to boxing in that citation is purely coincidental, and the origin of the name is the giving of Christmas box gifts to tradespeople like me, which traditionally took place not on Christmas Day, but on the first subsequent working day. Right, so Boxing Day is the day that you give your plumber and your electrician his gift, because that's the first day back to work. Normally, it isn't anymore, but traditionally it was. And it's your gift to them, and it has to be given in a box. That's what I gleaned from that. There you go. Interesting or not, I don't know. But it was actually box related. I thought it was something else, completely different. Anyway, good call. So hopefully that's answered your question. I'm not particularly good at research. Should have done that one in advance, shouldn't I? Right, so Jim, hopefully that's solved that problem for you. Jim says, I figure it's only for subjects of the Queen countries. Hey, you're not far off. That's right, part of the British Empire is where it originated. Kill Switch BB, hi peeps. Happy Christmas, crew. Busy emptying the alcohol cabinet. Well, that's a good job to do, make some space for some more. Jim Haynes, how long did it take to get used to Christmas in the summer? Still haven't. Yesterday, obviously, was Christmas Day here, and it was just too frigging hot. It was way too hot. It was just. We had a conference call with the kids that are all over the world at the moment, which went on for ages, which was nice. It's good to see them, obviously. But it was just too hot. Didn't want to do anything. Didn't feel compelled, probably for the first time in many years, to actually come into the workshop. Didn't come into the workshop. Just sat and watched some movies and grazed through the contents of the fridge, which was bad, actually. I felt terrible by the end of the night. But yeah, it's just too hot. It's way too hot. Mike's Automotive Diagnostics. Merry Christmas all. Smoking a turkey and drinking some fine beer. I'm going to do my very best to stay off the alcohol today. I had way too much yesterday. I just need to recover. And I think focusing on some work is good. Some Andy mechanic work. Connor K. Merry Christmas, Andy and crew. That car balancing video was very interesting. The Honda sounded so much better after. It was difficult to catch on camera, absolutely. I mean, you know, when you're filming, I often get sent short videos from technicians saying, "Hey Andy, what's this noise relate to from the engine?" And it's actually really hard to hear in most cases. You know, it's very difficult to diagnose just from that. Well, unless it's catastrophic. You know, so you're always a lot better off being in person. You can hear your human hearing sound range seems to be an awful lot better in person to what the camera picks up. You know, plus you can rev it, and you can time revving the engine to what you're hearing, and you know, it's just easier. Anyway, I digress. But yes, the CB750, it was starting pretty well, to be honest. I was very happy with it as it was before we did the carb balance as regards to starting procedure. But after the carb balance, which I know it wasn't perfect, you know, I could have spent more time refining it. But they are old, worn carbs that need a really good clean. So whatever time I spent on it would have really been just wasted. I just wanted to get them basically balanced, show the use of the tool, because I promised that. I enjoyed doing it, actually. It was really good to hear the engine start to settle down and be smooth at idle. So it was a win-win. Took the bike back to Alan, delivered it it was actually on the Monday night. Then I got it to him because I got bogged down with some other stuff during the day. And as fun, I filled up with fresh fuel, brimmed the tank. Oh no, I didn't brim. I put $20 of fuel in it, actually. I didn't brim the tank. I was being a bit stingy because I'd spent a bit on it. And I actually pulled in at a lay-by before I delivered it to Alan just to double check it was going to start. I should never have doubted myself, but I turned the ignition on. I didn't give it any choke because it'd been a hot day, and just touched the start button, and it just fired straight up and idled quite smoothly. I mean, it wasn't, you know, up to operating temperature by any means. But, you know, I just shook my head and thought, you know, you should trust yourself a bit more than this, Andy. So I didn't let it run for very long, turned the fuel tap off, took the ignition key out and got back in my ute and went to deliver it. And sure enough, you know, we got off the trailer and boom, straight up off it went. And I rode it down the street, and Alan, I came back, and he was stood there, and he was like a bit flustered. And I stopped, and he sort of grabbed the bike, and I'm like, what's going on here? You know, doesn't he trust me to ride it? And no, I want to have a ride. Give me the bike. I want to ride it. So that's the reason why I was a bit keen to get the bike off me. And off he went around down the street, you know. Very cool. The guy was extremely happy. Very, very, very happy. And I had my evening meal there. They invited me for dinner, and we sat in his workshop and ate dinner. It was really nice. We had a good catch up, and it was a good finish to the project. Alan has mentioned that he would like to do a piece to camera to round the whole thing up. Obviously, that can't happen at the moment. It'll have to happen once I get back from being on the DR. So maybe he'll have got the bike on the road by then. I don't know, but we'll definitely do a follow-up video. I'll go down one evening and we'll do a little chat, and he can tell you a bit more about the bike and where it came from, a bit more of the history, and you know, how he feels about the work that I've done. Basically, should be good. Should be really good. Oh my word. Now then, so thanks, Connor. Appreciate that. Simon Rawl. Simon, them card pins, I sharpened an automatic center punch to pop when stuck. That would be pretty good, actually. I didn't have a punch small enough, so I had to use a center punch. That's all I had, basically. I just used a blunt one, and it took 2 or 3 taps to get it out. I was getting a bit concerned, to be honest, that I was going to break one of those turrets, but it came out, which was good. Steve is in the workshop. Welcome back, Steve. Hope you're having a good Christmas, matey. Steve says, hi, Andy, everyone, live from a side door Christmas Day lock-in. Nice. I like that. Good job, mate. Good job. That's what you get when you're a regular customer, you see. You get the lock-ins. Quick Fix Pro with a tick. Merry Christmas to all. Love your videos, Andy. Big heart. Lots of love from India. Another big heart and one of those things. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. No problem at all, matey. I'm pleased that you find the videos helpful. Mike's Automotive Diagnostics. You mentioned missing frame. Oh, here we go. I just did a pico capture and it missed the fault in between screen images. Do you know of a fix for that? No, but I have come across that. You know, when your little line, your wiggly line, as Steve likes to call them, your wiggly line gets to the end of the screen and it starts a new screen. Yes, you're correct. Sometimes if it's happening right at that point, sometimes it doesn't show up. You could just change your time base a little bit, I suppose, and hope that you get more on a screen. Yeah, well, you will get more on a screen and there's less likelihood of that happening. But Steve, any comments? Anything you could mention? Because you're the Pico expert. Obviously, I'm not an expert at all using the Pico. I just make wiggly lines and try and interpret them. So no, I think Steve might come back with that one. Or Simon, actually. Roger Heaps, check memory card speed. I know that can cause issues with the camera, so possibly the same. Right, well, I currently save to the phone's memory, not to the memory card in the phone. So that should eliminate that being the issue. But that's a very good point, actually. It does seem strange how it's just started to do it. I was talking to Ben yesterday on the conference call thing we had, and he said it might be something to do with the RAMs all blocked up with temporary files and stuff. I don't know. So I may have to try and clear that out somehow. But I do a lot of filming on it. I don't really use it for much else. It's not full of apps. It's got lots of, free space in it. So I don't really understand why it's doing it. Simon, how old is the phone S20 and internal memory? I've noticed with my phones, when they get to about 4 years old, they glitch in daily use. It's only about a year old. I bought it just before the S21 came out. Duh. But I don't know. Good call though. But it does use the internal memory for storing the videos. I've not switched it across to the card. I could maybe try switching it across to the card and see if that cures the problem. Emily Franklin. Oh, bit of spam. There you go. You can have your dreams online if you want to go and see that. Killswitch BB. Peeps, let's smash the like button, please. For each like, I down a whiskey. Right, there you go. So we've got... Okay, we'll start at 20. If you have 20 shots, that you'll be off the live stream. So any more likes above 20 count for a shot. Each like is a shot. So there you go. I can't like it. Can I like it? I can like it. I could like it. Oh, I've just liked it as well. So that's one shot. And somebody else, I think, has just liked it. So that's two shots. So I've got 22, 23. That's 3 shots of whiskey. Good job. What a great way to get some likes. Steve, Mike, it's a known glitch. 200 millisecond time frame. Just increase the screen time and zoom in. Boom. So I got it right, Steve. It's one tick to me. But you explained it far better than me, but good job. It's not often I get things right. Clyde. Good name, Clyde. Happy Boxing Day. Thank you. Mike's Automotive Diagnostics. Thanks, Steve. Didn't see a thanks, Andy, in there. Thanks, Steve. Still waiting, Mike. Thanks, Andy. I did get it right. Mike. Thanks, Andy. No? Okay. I'm messing with you, buddy. You're all right. I'm messing with you. Before I start another cigarette, because they're terrible for you, and should delay that. Mike's Automotive Diagnostics. Thanks, Andy. And that was a rush type because he missed out the space between the thanks and the Andy. Welcome back. Oh, private conversation. Now, again, because of the fact that we weren't supposed to be at home and we should have been on the road for the bike trip doing the DR stuff, the ultimate farm bike test. Nobody else will have put together such a rigorous testing of a farm bike here in New Zealand. And not only that, it's not a new bike. It's, according to the Regio, it's a 2016. So that bike is, 5 years old. And it's going on a 3,000 to 4,000 kilometer epic journey across the full length of New Zealand, or down the full length of New Zealand, I should say. So it's going to be a real testament to the engineers that built that bike as to whether it actually survives or not. Will it do the job? And don't forget, it's already done 13,000 kilometers minimum, could be more because the speedo odometer wasn't working. The drive had given up. 13,000 kilometers on farm, and on farm use is extremely harsh. Not just the environment, but the people that tend to ride them, and they get poor servicing and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And we've seen the quality. Well, you will see the quality of the servicing even further when you see the video of me and Holly replacing the clutch. It's not good. It's not good at all. It doesn't inspire me with any kind of faith whatsoever. I've also noticed a slight oil leak from the, I suppose what you call the rocker cover on the engine, although I think, knowing Suzuki, it's going to have some of the valve train in there as well. Yeah, slight oil leak, and upon closer inspection, there's some black goo basically around that gasket surface, so they won't have used a fresh gasket, or they've put too much goo in there, RTV. So somebody's been in there as well, which is like, oh, really? If the quality of what you've done in there reflects what you've done in the clutch, then something might let go on that trip. So we really don't know. Anyway, so we didn't really do Christmas presents this year. You know, Mrs. Mechanic got her Christmas present early. I brought her a little laptop, so because her other one died, so she got that probably about a month early. But she did get me something yesterday. She gave me a bag, a little cardboardy boxy thing that she'd made in her craft room and filled it with sweets, which was nice. So I chomped my way through some of those while I was editing videos. But Benjamin, when he was down and we did his clutch, he gave me a present for Christmas. Now, traditionally, Ben wouldn't wrap his presents, and of course he didn't. But he gave me this. Now, this, I'll show you what's inside in a minute, but it's made by a company called Park Tool. Park Tool predominantly produce bicycle tools. They do other tools as well. I know them from the bicycle tool industry because I used to actually, well, I still am a qualified bicycle mechanic. That's what I did when I first came to New Zealand, and I used a lot of Park tools. And we also have a Park Tool mechanics bike stand that you can put your bike. In fact, we've got two of them. I think Ben's got one and there's one here. No, that's wrong. The one that's here is Ben's that I bought. Anyway, so yeah, it's back here again, and we got another one, but no, we do have two, but one of them's in bits. So I don't know. Don't need two. Anyway, so we've got. They're actually really expensive. They're really good. Last for years, and you can get parts for them. And Ben's got quite a few Park tools in his arsenal because he works on bicycles. I don't really work on bicycles anymore. I have asked Ben a few times over the years to make some videos of working on bicycles for on the channel. Maybe we could work together on them because a lot of the stuff's changed in the last 10 years. So anyway, inside, so I took them out of the box without showing me you taking that off. Continuity, Andy. Right, here we are. There's the box. Take the lid off. There you are. Look, how's that? Nice, much better. Okay, so in the box are some picks, and they're really quite cool actually. They're anodized aluminium, and they've got a nice. Obviously, this one's a nice sharp, pointy one, so that's good. I like that. And that's a Park Tool UP-1, and they have magnets on the end as well. If I can show you that. Look at that. Extendable. Very good. And for picking up little objects like ball bearings and stuff as well, because you're always picking ball bearings up, you know, when you're working on bicycles. So we have the Park Tool UP2, which has a 90-degree end on it. So that's pretty cool. And this one I've not taken out of the bag yet. So do I destroy the bag? No. Jeez. Right. This one, Steve will like this. This one's got the wiggly bit on the end. So again, this is the UP3. So a nice set of 3 picks from Ben for Christmas. You know, it's not about the size of the present. It's about how useful stuff is and how often you'll use it, and the quality. And these are really good quality. I have got over in the Snap-on toolbox a set of Park Tool tie levers as well, which they're actually really good, really good. Because being bicycle ones are quite slim. But they're very strong, so you can use them on motorcycles as well. But you just need you don't quite get the leverage, depending where you're from. But but they are really, really good, and they're very compact, and I'm sure I'll be taking those with me on the trip, just in case. So thank you, Ben. I know Ben does watch the odd one of my videos. Not that many, because he's a busy lad, but thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. I wasn't expecting any kind of a gift, to be honest, this year, because we were going to be away. But no, thank you very much, and I'll keep the little box, and we'll stick it up on the retro shelf up there, because I even like the box. I'm sure it'll come in handy one day for something. So back to the comments. Anti-Mosh. Hope you had a nice Christmas. Did you get any tools? There you go. I did get some tools. Traditionally, I would always buy Ben some kind of Makita power tool thing for Christmas. But this year, like I say, we've skipped the gift thing. You know, for basically none of the family's given any gifts. It's just next year. We'll do it next year. I know it's a bit weird not doing it, but we'll do it next year. Mike's Automotive Diagnostics. Sure it was. Okay. I'm trying to link that to get what you said before, but I can't. Anyway, Simon, the farm bike test is how many sheep you can get on the back. I was actually talking of animals on the back of your vehicle. I was doing some research work a few years ago, and which was proved to be a very helpful farmer, actually, a guy that's really, really contributed towards helping us solve a problem. Real nice guy, used to race motocross, still does a little bit actually as well, and he's quite mechanically minded. So that skill set, experience, and mechanical aptitude was really, really helpful, because he could monitor stuff when I wasn't there, and provide really good feedback. So top bloke, Chris, I think his name was. I was out for the day. He was riding a quad bike, and I was riding a quad bike. These are farm quads with racks front and rear, 4-wheel drive things, 700cc. And we went out. I became a farmer for the day. I just joined him and shadowed him for the whole day, and did what he would normally do, which would be to go around his big farm and check on livestock and sheepies and stuff. And we took some sheepdogs with us. And initially, all the sheepdogs were on the back of his quad bike, because that's Dad, that's the boss. But as the day went on, I got used to the dogs, and they got used to me. And then I was just riding along, and all of a sudden, patink, onto the back of the quad bike jumps a farm dog. Okay, and he just sits his chin on my shoulder as we're riding along. This is pretty cool. My dog won't do that. And then another one jumped up. Dink. So I've now got 2 farm dogs on the back of the quad bike. One of them was just busy looking at the sheep somewhere else over there, and then the other one still got his head resting on my shoulder. And I gave him a pat when we got stopped. And that's the worst thing you could ever do to a farm dog, because you become a lifelong friend immediately. Farmers tend not to show any kind of, I don't know, what do you call it, attention to the dogs. They're there just to work. Anyway, this dog, I gave him a pat and a bit of a belly rub and stuff, and he's like, whoa, you're my mate. And he wouldn't leave me alone for the rest of the day. Couldn't get rid of him, to be honest. But it was a great day. And it's those kind of days that really make the job that I do really, really cool, because you get to go out and spend a day with somebody that uses the bikes that I have to look after. And you get some really good feedback, and you get to see what they're really used for, which is cool. And spend a day on the farm, and it was a glorious day, and the sun was shining, and we're just in the middle of nowhere, riding through fields and valleys and other mountains and stuff, and it was just very, very cool. So thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. I did get covered in cow shit and sheep shit and stuff, but that's just one of those things. Now then, where did we get to? Roger. Leftovers day here with barbecue, with leftover roast lamb, roast pork, ham, and chipped up new potatoes. Shame you're missing it, mate. If I was there, I would feast on that. That sounds just phenomenal. And then I wouldn't be able to move. I would just be comatose, overfull, have to stop, lie down, probably drink some more cider, lie down again, and probably fall asleep, which is pretty traditional for me on a Boxing Day, normally. Or Christmas Day, whichever. Simon, it does. It's the Cam Journals valve stems and rocker cover. I thought it was a bit like the GN250, so don't want to go into there. Not interested at the moment. I don't really have time. I might unearth something that's going to be, oh crap, you know. Might be more fun to see if it blows up. Take a spare engine, which is just over there, just in case. Don't know how good the spare engine is though. You know, it's always nice to have a little bit of unknown factor. You know, is it going to survive? I don't know. Matterwicks, how was Christmas Day? Christmas Day was long, hot, sweaty, hot, more hot. Edited some videos, did a chat with the family, kids that are all over the place. It was very nice, actually, but just too hot, in all honesty. Jajambo, hey Andy, I'm from Taiwan. Oh, well, I've got one of your milling machines here. Very good. Also a mechanic working in Porsche. What a lucky guy. Working at Porsche. Very cool. Far more high-end than my DR200, that's for sure. I've actually caught up with the comments. Pretty good, isn't it? So, what else? What's on the agenda for today? Well, for those that have just joined us, I'm going to be working on the DR200 again. Probably doing some filming as well, because that's what it's all about. I've got to fit the top box. And then once that's fitted, I've then got to get my head around all the radio equipment and mount all of that. So there's going to be a video. This is the plan anyway. There's going to be a video covering the installation of the radio system, the communication system on the bike. This will allow me to communicate with the support vehicle, which is the ute, which Mrs. Mechanic will be driving, hopefully. If I can convince her it's a good idea. She might even be watching this live stream, I don't know. And we're going to be using CB radios. Now, right at the start, so in my helmet, I've got a Sena kit. And Sena is used, you know, you can connect to your mobile phone, you can listen to music, all that kind of stuff. They're very popular and been around for quite a long time now, and they're very, very good, quite refined. Now, you can, it is, in recent years, you've been at Sena produced what they call an SR10, which is like a receiver module that goes on the bike, and it receives the signals from the helmet. It transmits the headphone stuff, you know, the audio, and it receives the microphone stuff. And there's a push to talk button on the handlebars, which is very cool, fully rubberized and stuff, so it should be, you know, watertight and everything. And that then, the SR10 then plugs into a handheld CB radio. So I've got an external aerial for that, so that's going to help boost the signal a bit and give me a bit more of a range. And then, of course, Mrs. Mechanic can receive the CB radio signal in the ute with her rig. So hopefully it's all going to work to plan. The only glitch in the matrix is the fact that Sena don't produce the lead that goes between the SR10 and the CB radio. It's one of the very few brands of CB radio, just happened to pick that one, that they don't produce a lead for. So I'm going to have to make one up. So that'll be in the video. So there will actually be a bit of stuff on tools as well, making that work. There's 4 wires. Hopefully Andy will get them the right way around. I have got some wiring diagrams. I've done some research already. Yes, I know, most of them like me. But I've done the research, so we should be able to wire it up without letting all the smoke out, hopefully, because I can't get any more bits now. And it's actually really expensive, so I don't want to blow it up. Matterwicks. I prefer cloudy Christmas days, cooler. Me too. I actually prefer Christmas days when it's snowing and it's really cold, but we're not going to get that here, that's for sure. Simon, Kill Switch BB, your head is going to be sore in the morning. 11 more likes. Oh, 11 shots of whiskey. He's going to be on the floor very soon. DJ Dipple, message you think message is fake. Message you think message is fake. What? You know, don't message me. No, I haven't received any messages at this end. Anyway, Kill Switch. Hell yeah, lol. Hell yeek, lol. Well, you made the deal. Now, a video went out very early this morning. Let me find that. And it was doing extremely well. believe it or not. So this is the DR. If you haven't watched it yet, it's the DR200 project, chain and front sprocket cover plus gear lever, and we oh my word, it's had over 1,000 views already. Thanks, Holly. 1,060. Oh, there we are. Oh, here we go. What's this? Oh, Roger. Ah. Oh. Right. Thanks, Roger. I'll read that a bit later on. Roger's found me some information about screen recorder issue. Okay. Interesting stuff. Thanks, Roger. I'll check that out later on. But yeah, 1,060 views already, which is an awful lot more than what I would normally get on a video that goes out. But I have tried to YouTube now on the stats software that I use has provided me a very simple graph to see when the majority of viewers are actually online watching videos or watching my videos. And it turns out that 4 a.m. seems to be the optimum time to launch a video. And it's pretty critical for a video to get as many views as possible in the first couple of hours, because then the algorithm picks up on it being an interesting video and popular, and then YouTube themselves start to promote the video, and then it just snowballs from there. So maybe that one's going to do really well. We did put a lot of effort into that video. It's got a very different kind of start to it. I'm not going to give too much away if you haven't seen it. A lot of fun making that start, the intro bit. Yeah, I think it worked pretty well. I'm not a director, you know. We did the best we could. Sure, we could have spent a lot longer doing it and doing a few more shots here and there, a few more camera angles and things, but in the end, I think it worked out pretty well, pretty good. Sorry, it was a windy day. I won't say anymore. Yeah, so happy with that. Very happy. So if you haven't seen it yet, see it. Go and watch it. It's fun. The actual video itself is pretty normal, but the start's good. And I imagine that the majority of those views is just the start, and then viewers have gone off to watch something else. But who knows? I don't know. Maybe you've watched the whole video. Hopefully. So yes, that's gonna be today's job. Top box and get my head around the radio stuff. Whether I'm going to film fitting the radio stuff today, I might film some of it doing the hardware installation, and then maybe tomorrow I'll then do the actual wiring up bit. We'll see. But once that's done, I've then got I really need to get onto doing the ROV, so the bike will have to get put to one side once we've done a test to make sure the radio stuff's working properly, and then I can just relax because that's done. That's the last big thing to do, really. That potentially has problems, you know. After that, get on the ROV side of it, get that finished. That's probably 2 days' work to do it properly, to do a nice job, and I want to do a nice job for them because they're going to sell it. Well, I just want to do a nice job anyway. It's a fabrication job. Why wouldn't you? And then I've then got a roof tent to fit to the back of the ute. Now there's already that metal frame that I made up on top of the tray. So just a couple of bits of box sections, some brackets and bits and pieces to make up and spray and fit that. And then the roof tent's on, which is a pretty important part because that's what I'm sleeping in. And then I've got to make some modifications to the motorcycle rack that goes on the tow hitch of the ute. Just not that it won't carry the bike. I just want to make it so it's better to store under the tray when we're not using it. Because we've got lots of other stuff to get under there as well, and at the moment it's got a bit of box section that's welded in place, and I want to cut that off and make it sleeve it and make it fit with a pin, basically, just so I can flat pack the whole thing, because it is quite cumbersome under the tray. It takes up a lot of space, and then that's probably about it. We're probably about ready for, other than packing all the gear up. We're probably about there. So I've got to go through all my DR200 parts, decide what I'm going to take, what I aren't going to take. I'm pretty sure there's another couple of boxes of bits somewhere that I can't find. I had a hunt around this workshop, so they might be in the other shed. So I'll have to have a mooch through there, which will be fun. Antimosh, 3 p.m. UK time. Are people watching a video before they leave work? No, the reason for it is about 50% of the viewers are based in the States. And of course, in the US, it's not 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's maybe a time that they do watch videos, whatever time that is, because it does vary from state to state. Simon, is there a Holly intro outtakes video? Ooh, not yet. I'm busy working my way through all the rushes and making up videos from the weekend. There are quite a few outtakes. There are. So maybe come the new year, maybe in February it'll be after the trip. I won't have time to do it before then because it takes a lot of time to capture all those. But yes, I will definitely do that. We should do that because she's funny. When she messes up, she's very funny. Clyde watched it and loved it. Thanks, Clyde. Appreciate that. Bit of feedback. Mike's Automotive Diagnostics. What kind of radio are you putting in? Two-way or music? Oh, two-way radio. CB radio, handheld CB radio on the bike. Mrs. Mechanic will have a handheld one in the ute as well as a backup. And also if she's outside the ute doing something else, she's not going to miss out. But the ute will have a little vehicle-based CB radio. They're actually tiny now. The CB radios used to be quite big, but it's a really small little unit now, so it should be very easy to fit. So she'll have a proper mounted CB radio in the ute. The one on the bike does have a cradle that I got, but I don't know how well it's going to click in and stay in the cradle being on the bike. It's going to bounce. It might bounce out and then it won't charge. And then it's going to be pulling on the wires and stuff. So I might have to come up with some kind of a way of, some kind of maybe a elastic type restraint to hold it in place, because it's going to get very, very bumpy in the back of that top box. Everything needs to be basically nailed down. Otherwise it's going to fly around and get damaged. UK Weekend Workshop. Reference the latest DR200 video. It helps that Holly is a bit cheeky in the right way. And she does appear to be coming out of her shell when in front of the camera. Yes, she is. A lot more confidence now, which is good. Now then, we did announce this before. So Holly has her, I did it on the last live stream actually with Holly. She now has her own workshop set up in Auckland. And the plan is that she's going to be making some videos for the channel on her own in her workshop. That is the plan for 2022. It's been a bit delayed because of all the restrictions and travel and that kind of thing, and other things in the background, which I'm not going to disclose. But she's looking forward to next year. She's very keen to make some of her own videos, and she's basically got everything she needs now to do that. You know, the workshop's ready, pretty much. So there's no reason why she can't crack on, to be honest. But I'm not pushing her into it. It's her choice, and when she's ready, she'll start to make some videos. There's nothing worse than having to make a video and not wanting to do it, because it comes across on the camera pretty obvious that you're not very enthusiastic. And I have days like that as well. So, you know, I just don't, I've learned now not to make a video. If it's a job that I need to get done, I'll just do it off camera. It doesn't have to be a video. So we'll see how things pan out. But yeah, looking forward to it, very much so. And we'll be able to do a bit of banter between the two workshops, you know, between ourselves. So, you know, there may be times where she messages me, you know, does a video call while I'm here in my workshop, and I'm sort of helping her with something she's doing in her workshop. So there'll be, you know, links between the two. We're going to try and build on that as much as we can. Yeah, so thank you, UK Weekend Workshop. Thanks for spotting that. She'd be very happy that that's coming across on the camera. Richard Perry, Merry Christmas, Andy and crew. GB. Yes, do like GB. Haven't been back. 13, geez. Yeah, 13 years. 12 years? 12 years, I don't know. 2009, January. 2022. January. Is that 12 years? 9? No, 13 years. I think it works out to be 13 years in New Zealand. Golly gosh. Anyway, so I don't want to make this live stream too long. We're approaching an hour, so I'm going to finish my cold coffee. Don't really have much more to show you. I think you're all up to speed on where we are with stuff. I think maybe one more cigarette and then we'll call it a day. So a bit more time for questions. Ian Edwards. The girls' ponytails coming on well, mate. Don't know what's going on. It's got a mind of its own at the moment, believe me. Thank you very much. Compliments all round. Appreciate that, and wish you a very Merry Christmas as well. Thanks, Ian. it's just, it's ridiculous. It really is. So some mornings it has more life than others. You know, I don't know what's going on there. Simon, will be interesting to give you two the same project and see the different approaches to it. Very good call, actually. Very good call. That will be interesting. I mean, Holly's knowledge of motorcycles and repairing motorcycles really only stems from the work that we've done in the workshop. So a lot of the stuff that she's learned, she's only done once, but with me as well. Is she making taking attention to what I'm actually doing and taking it in? I don't know. I think most of it she will do. It's all about confidence as well. So, you know, she's going to get, I imagine, some kind of project bike to do at some point. And she'll be doing brakes and replacing the chain and sprocket kit maybe, and just doing the basic stuff first. So we'll just have to see how she pans out. But she can always call me for help. Doesn't matter where I am in New Zealand. She can always ring me and get some assistance. So it shouldn't be a problem, really. And, you know, because you're filming, you can always stop and then, you know, work out what you need to do and then start filming again. So, you know, it's not like it's not live. You don't have to do it there and then. And that's something else she needs to understand as well. When you're filming, you can actually just stop and take a break and get your head around it and plan your attack. You don't notice that on the video. You know, it just flows normally. As long as you haven't got a clock in the background. That's one of the worst things ever when you're filming. But hey. Now then. Jeez. Robert Imundi. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Merry Christmas to Andy and Miss Mechanic. Is Miss Mechanic no longer married? Mrs. It's the Mrs. Mechanic. Mike's unless you mean Holly, obviously. Now, Mike's Automotive Diagnostics. My turkey is up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. I have no idea. That seems very hot. Ian Edwards just started watching the new video. Lol. How can you watch a new video and a live stream simultaneously? That's very clever. I suppose you just flip between the two, maybe. Well, let me know, Ian. See what you think. Ian Edwards, happy holidays to you too. Thanks, Ian. Mike's Automotive Diagnostics. I was scared when she pulled the threads on the cover. Yes, me too. Maybe you could tell that in my voice. I was like, no, don't do that. Holly's not quite got the feel of torque yet. Everything just as tight as she can. And that's not what you do with covers and stuff. But I think she saw the look on my face and she's like, oh, need to stop, you know. Simon, say a lawnmower. Ooh, cheap to get and not something you work on much. Very good call. Lawnmowers. You see, I've not done that. And she probably won't have worked on a lawnmower before, but they are quite easy to work on. And like you say, parts are cheap. So maybe we'll get her a lawnmower. She might like a lawnmower because she has got a lawn. She could cut the grass then. Interesting. Good call, Simon. Ian Edwards, I had a mullet down to my butt. So let it grow for all it's worth. I don't know if it's going to keep growing much longer. It seems to have got to a length and it just, well, the hairs just fall out when they get that long. So I don't know if it's going to keep going or not. We'll have to wait and see. It annoys the crap out of me when it's just the length where it doesn't sit on the outside of your collar. It goes down the inside of your shirt. I mean, I'm sure you all have the same problem. But yeah, it's sort of, at the moment today, it's at that length. When it's more flat, it does go a lot further down. So I don't know. It has a mind of its own. It makes people laugh. It confuses the crap out of a lot of people. It really does. It's funny. I find it extremely funny. Carlos Tiopua. Can't pronounce that one. Merry Christmas to and you, to you, to you, to and you, to you and your Fano Andy, and to all the viewers around the world. Well, thank you, Carlos. Appreciate that, mate. That's very kind words there. Ian Edwards, 2 windows, obviously. Quick Fix Pro, tick. Believe you me, Believe you me, I am waking up in the morning, 2 a.m. here in India, for attending your live. Holy moly, 2 a.m. in the morning, you're watching a live stream. That is crazy, mate. Thank you very much. You're a real genius. That's probably a bit far-fetched, to be fair. And I've learnt a lot from you. Thank you so much, buddy. Big heart. Cheers, mate. No, I appreciate that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know. And, you know, when you're making videos and you come across problems and bits and pieces, you know, it's also all the help that I get from the viewers, you know, Simon, Steve, and the rest of the gang, to be honest, because, you know, you're always learning, and making the videos is fun, and it's a huge learning thing for me as well, because sometimes I tackle projects that, you know, maybe way outside my comfort zone, and I've done a lot of the basic stuff. It's already in the videos, so moving forward, you know, I need to start to ideally do stuff that's not yet being covered to broaden the scope of the channel. But sometimes it's a bit difficult when, you know, you just don't have a particular vehicle with a particular fault. It's just whatever comes along. And I do get bogged down an awful lot with servicing work as well on weekends now. So hence why there weren't any videos for a while. You know, I was busy smashing out the ROVs. It was difficult. Harry Darg, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Harry. So, an hour and 6. Man, we're going over time as always. I only plan to do an hour today because I know you're all busy. You've got your own Christmas stuff to do. You've got families around, and or most of you have. And being sat in front of the TV watching Andy Mechanic babbling away and smoking cigarettes and drinking cold coffee is probably not going to be, you know, taken that well by the rest of people, to be honest. Roger Heaps sent a link on Messenger. S20 did. Oh, cache clearing for video. Oh, right. Okay. So it could well be the cache then. Right. Perfect. Thanks, Roger. That's most likely exactly what I need. Mike's Automotive Diagnostics, 140 degrees Fahrenheit is up. 60 degrees C. It sounded a lot higher than that. Okay. I'm no good with Fahrenheit at all. I've never used it. Anti-Mosh, no pies today then? No, unfortunately, no pie today. I actually ate a lot yesterday anyway, so it's probably a good thing that I'm not doing a pie review today. We'll get back to that. I think probably next. I've got just over a week so before the trip, so there'll probably be a pie review next Sunday, and hopefully everything will be ready for the trip by then. Fingers crossed. So yeah, I'll do my very best to get a pie picked up from somewhere during the week. I don't know how many bakeries are going to be open and stuff, but we'll have to see. So, any final questions? Oh, pardon me. Before we sign off, that coffee's repeating on me big time. What's going on there? Oh, the glass cabinet's looking very empty at the moment, by the way. Yeah, Holly's got all her forge stuff now in her workshop. I spotted that the other day. When I dropped her home. Tonka truck doesn't quite fit in, it's on its side. Tonka truck actually is going to be, the plan is I'm going to make a little frame on it so I can ratchet strap it down to my trailer whenever it's empty. So I'm transporting a little Tonka truck on a massive trailer. It's something that I haven't come up with. I've seen big trucks do the same thing, so I thought that'd be a bit of fun, you know. When you're when cars are overtaking you and stuff on the road and there's kids in the back, they always look out on the, you know, they quite like that kind of thing. It's cool. So I'm going to do that. Mike's Automotive Diagnostics. Just a bump for mechanical mindset. Great Pico training. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, here we go. Look. Simon Roll, Ari the Carb video. It's not Chinglish, but Japalish. It is. It is. There was definitely an error in that manual. It bugged me. It bugged me to hell, did that? It really did, because, you know, I work with service manuals all the time. It's part of my role with the day job, and it frustrates me immensely when a service manual is incorrect because it causes a lot of problems. You know, you're always directing technicians to the service manual first. You know, have you read the service manual? Have you downloaded it? Are you actually following what's in the service manual? And sometimes they don't. They just try and wing it, and that annoys the crap out of me. So when I'm recommending they use a service manual, I would expect the service manual to be correct. Otherwise, it makes me look a bit dumb, to be honest. I know it's not my fault. I don't write the service manuals, but maybe I should have spotted the fault. but I don't read every service manual for every particular bike. I just don't have time, and I certainly don't memorize it. Although when I was a kid, I was probably about, I'd have been about 13 or 14 before I'd be going to school in the morning, having Rice Krispies for cereal, for breakfast. I'd be reading a Haynes manual. I would just have the Haynes, I just, read a couple of pages, go to school, come back next day, read another couple of pages. It was quite bizarre, and I've got a huge stack of Haynes manuals somewhere. Mrs. Mechanic's got a big box full of them. John Nuttall. Andy, fit a Mike Halewood's Ducati sponge ball. It will help with the bugs in the visor on the trip. Look it up on Google Images. Happy New Year. What? Sponge ball? What the hell are you on about? I'm gonna take a picture of that, and it'll remind me to do that. There we go. Right, hang on before it zooms off the screen. There we are. Right, I will do that. Thank you, Mike. Interesting stuff. And Happy New Year to you too, sir. Anti-mosh, similar to the Haynes books of lies, lol. Everybody makes mistakes. But when you put it in print, it's not great, is it? Anti-mosh, 100% always use the service manual. Yes. Simon, there is a few of the Chinese bikes manuals are wrong. The intake and exhaust valves have the same clearance. What? The bikes run like crap when set to the manual. Yes, I bet they do. It's just dumb stuff like that, isn't it, really? And it's important stuff. Okay, crew, I think we're there. On that note of crap service manuals, we're going to end the live stream. Wishing you all, as always, a very, very Merry Christmas. I'm sure some of you are already doing that right now. How's the whiskey going? I've got work to do, as always. I've got videos to make, and I've got a lot of videos to edit as well. Mrs. Mechanic is incredibly tolerant for me disappearing into my little cubby hole to do editing, when really I should be spending more time with her. Mrs. Mechanic, I am very sorry. I've got a lot of stuff to get done before our trip. What's this? Thanks, guys. Now pissed. I'm sure you are, mate. I'm sure you are. Okay, crew, it's time to sign off. Until next time, which will be next Sunday, 8:30 a.m. New Zealand time. I will see you then. Enjoy the videos. Like I say, if you've not watched Holly's most recent video, take a sneak peek. It's a bit of fun. I'll see you around. Thanks for joining again, and stay safe. Don't drink too much. Is that bad advice? I don't know. See you around, guys. Cheers. Over and out.